Did you already see this? Did you need to do this?
I already
I'm
read it.
definitely going.
Okay.
Going to call to order the Finance Committee meeting for this September the 19th, the year 2022. If you stand at this time, we have our invocation by Council Member Alex Reynolds, followed by the flag salute.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together today to do the business of the city. Please watch over and guide us and help us come to good conclusions for the city. Please give us the strength to overcome our differences and see our likenesses. Lord, please bless us and guide us. Please forgive us of our sins which we've knowingly committed, those which we've committed without knowledge. And Lord, please thank you for bringing the Miller family home and blessing them and returning them to Muskogee. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 1, please.
Consider approval of Finance Committee minutes of August 15th, 2022, or take other necessary action.
Reviewing our minutes, are there any corrections or additions to our minutes?
Move for approval?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve our minutes. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Perlin Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 1 passes. Item number 2, please.
Consider approval of claims for all city departments August 6, 2022 through September 9, 2022, or take other necessary action.
Do we have a report from the Purchasing Committee?
Yes, the purchasing committee did meet this afternoon, and we approved all the claims. I move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve our claims list. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Perlin Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 2 passes. Item number 3, please.
Consider approval of the purchase of a Century FR 4124 mobile stage through HGAC Buy, a local government procurement service, in the amount of $103,303 as recommended by staff and the Parks and Recreation Board, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Mr. Chairman, we're happy that I think everyone knows that the foundation awarded us a grant to pay towards $50,000 towards this purchase of our mobile stage proposal. This Century stage is a 16 by 24 foot wide stage. There's 3 different companies in the country that make these mobile type stages. This one is I believe is the best product. It's got the best price. The buy program that we were referencing allows us to get it's a national program where they do an annual bid, and so it's kind of a bottom line price. So we're real happy with the price. We've checked the references on the units from other entities that own and operate this stage, and so we presented this to Park Board last week and purchasing today, and we all recommend approval to purchase the stage.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Perlin Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 3 passes. Item number 4, please.
Consider approval of a retainer agreement for professional services with Dr. Tim Sinar for veterinary services for the Spay and Neuter Assistance Program, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Evans?
Hey, good afternoon. In front of you is a professional service agreement for Dr. Tim Sinar for veterinary services. Our spay and neuter program we launched a little bit over a year ago. Our previous vet was the Oklahoma Humane Society out of Oklahoma City. At that time, we couldn't find a local vet that was able to do it at the time. Since then, the May flood happened and some other things arose that now allows Dr. Tim Sinar to be our vet for the spay and neuter program. He will come in once, twice a month and do the surgery. Like I said, the Spay and Neuter Assistance Program is the program that's open to the public that we do the spay and neuters assistance program for. He can come in, kind of follow our schedule a little bit better. And the surgery suite itself, for those that have been out there, is actually called the Dr. Tim Sarnar Surgical Suite. So it's only fitting that he's a vet of record that does these surgeries for us. This was presented to the purchasing committee earlier and was passed. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Any discussion?
Mr. Evans, I just want to take this opportunity to say that we appreciate the work that you did. I had the opportunity to tour the test pilot program, one that was at the Civic Center as well as the one that was at the animal shelter. And it is such a tremendous service that we're getting ready to offer to our residents. And so thank you and your staff, Dr. Sinar, all of those clinicians that may have been there between those 2 days that I had the opportunity to see, and we're very grateful.
Thank you, Mayor.
Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 4 passes. Item number 5, please.
Consider approval of a retainer agreement for professional services with Dr. Tim Sinar for veterinary services for animals in the possession of the city, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Evans.
Yeah, so this is real similar. This is for the retainer agreement for animals in possession of the city. We do have a city ordinance that all animals are sterilized before they're adopted out or we send them to a rescue. So while Dr. Sinar is doing the SNAP program for us, the Spay Neuter Assistance Program for the public, this agreement here is for animals in the possession of the city. It is 2 different line item budgeted items, so there needs to be 2 different agreements for that. Previously, like say, our previous vendor was a local vet here. We'd have to load the animals up, take them down to the vet, arrange for transportation, bring those back. So now we're actually doing them in-house. We don't have to take them anywhere. We do have that surgery suite there, so Dr. Sinar shows up 1 or 2 times a week. We bring the animals over, they do the surgery, take them right back to the kennel. Makes it very convenient for all of us. This was presented to the purchasing committee earlier. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Any questions? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 5 passes, and that is our final item for Finance Committee.
Welcome to tonight's Public Works Committee meeting, September 19th of 2022. Roll call. Sorry. Item number 1, please.
Consider approval of Public Works Committee minutes of August 15th, 2022, or take other necessary action.
Everybody's had time to review the minutes. Do we have a motion or discussion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item passes. Item number 2, please.
Hold a public hearing and take action on the approval of ordinance number 4170A to rezone approximately 3.7 acres, being more particularly described in the ordinance from R1 Single Family Residential to R5 Mobile Home, and if approved, authorize staff to revise the official zoning map of the city to reflect said change or take other necessary action.
I open tonight's public hearing. Ms. Katrina.
Thank you. Good evening. This is an application filed by Ashley Campbell.
Katrina, I don't think your mic's on. Is it yellow or green?
It's doing nothing. I think it's dead.
Mike's is working.
Okay. Or it's the operator, I'm not sure which. So this is an application filed by Ashley Campbell to rezone 3.7 acres from R1 to an R5, single-family residential to a mobile home site. Previously, the lot consolidation was approved by council. You can see the area in green. She has consolidated that to one lot and one block to put a mobile home in the middle of the property. This will not allow for a mobile home site as far as a mobile home park. It will only allow for one mobile home. Was approved by Planning Commission. And staff recommends approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? We do have 2 citizens here to speak on this agenda item. Whenever I call your name, you will have 5 minutes. Just tell us, state your address. Ronald Thomas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ronald Thomas, 4753 Gulick Street in Muskogee. So looks like we were in here on the 6th of December about this. At the time, Ms. Campbell had a 23-acre plot, and I see now that it's being downsized. But either way, I did call around, and I spoke to some appraisers just to get an opinion. And the opinion from them is mobile homes do bring the value of property down. We have about 600 foot that borders her property, and basically we're asking that the city deny this. Also, we did notice that she had what looked to be footings in the ground about a month and a half ago. I called the city, spoke to some nice people in the inspection department. They said they would send an inspector out. I did follow up, and my understanding is there's not a problem with concrete being in the ground. If this was the plan, then it sounds like it wasn't just concrete in the ground. It was an intention of building a mobile home without a permit at that time. Because the planning commission, or planning department, sorry, said there was 0 permits at all. Ultimately, mobile homes do decrease residential property. It's the Hilldale area. Great area. I have no problem with mobile homes. There's other places for them, and would like to request that it be denied. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Tim Elam. State your name and your address, please. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Hi, my name's Tim Elam. I live at 4999 Orchard Parkway. My wife and I live in a 2-story, 3,000 square foot home with 5 acres of land, which joins the applicant's property. We are probably one of the highest paying taxpayers in that neighborhood. For the past 2 months, I've watched the applicant develop this land, the brush hogging, the development of the site, pouring the concrete, clearing trees, and it's clear it's going to be a double-wide mobile home. Last year, she was turned down, denied to be able to put a mobile home there. I thought to myself, why would a person go through all this if you had been denied the previous year? Well, I knew the answer when it came to the meeting this morning. It was just more or less a formality of showing up this morning. It's quite a difference in what a year made with the Planning and Zoning Commission. Last year they were all about protecting the homeowners and property values. This year it was like, it's just one more mobile home. What's it going to hurt? So, my concern was she could eventually turn the other lots of property into a mobile home park. So I ask you to reconsider this, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any discussion or a motion?
Got to close the public hearing.
Oh, I closed the public hearing. Oh, I think she,
Do we want to
the owner.
hear from the owner?
applicant. Are we allowed to?
It's up to you. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ashley.
Okay. Ashley Campbell. So I do realize that I messed up and put in the footings. I thought last time that I was actually doing the separation of the 3.7 acres to make it mobile. I thought that was happening at the same time, but apparently it wasn't. To address these guys, you have to drive through a mobile home park to get to my dead end 24 acres. There's just land all the way around it except for the 2-story house. I can kind of see his point if I was moving in like a really old crappy mobile home, but it's actually a brand new one. And I'm really stressed out because I'm not good on TV. So that's the only reason that I set the the actual footings and develop the part of the property that I did. But I do have a brand new mobile under contract. It's really nice. I'm gonna make the place super nice, and I promise I'm gonna put up a bunch of trees in between our property so you can't see us. Outside of that, I don't know. I would just really like to raise my kids out here. I've just had a lot of problems being able to do that, so thank you.
Thank you.
We do need you to state your address for us, please.
17 Fall Chandler Road, Muskogee.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion or questions?
Thanks.
Might be recognized.
I need to close the public hearing. Yes.
Um,
I'm so sorry.
I have a question. Are you, I believe in a previous conversation, we had discussed and you said that you were going to put in a mobile home at this point, and then you were going to build a home at a future time?
That would be
We need,
Ashley, do you mind coming up to the microphone, please?
shaky.
Oh, you're good.
That would be more ideal. But because of the housing prices and not being able to find lumber, I tried to replace a bathroom in my grandma's house, and it was like 3 months long, so I figured this was a better way.
To get started?
Yeah, just to be on the property and actually help my kids out there. I mean, I'd like to,
would you mind to step closer, because this is recorded and we need to be able to have a record of it.
thank you. I'd really like to grow my own food. Is kind of the main thing. And I found a really nice modular home. So they're closer to stick frame site built homes. And it's brand new. It's a 2022. I mean, I'm gonna pay $130,000 for it instead of $350,000. So I'm just trying to do this in a more cost-effective manner. Is all it amounts to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Boldenhammer, Madam Chair, may I be recognized? Ms.
Yes.
Boldenhammer, do we have any record of what may have transpired? You won't be able to provide this tonight, I'm sure. But I think for me to make my decision, I would like to know the actual record of what happened between the time the planning and zoning may have disapproved it to the time that they actually approved it. I don't know if that's the case just based on the gentleman's testimony, but if it is, I think we need to see that documentation to try to formulate what happened between that time and this time.
Yes, sir, and I can actually tell you a little bit about it. Previously, she tried to do this without a subdivision, so she just technically didn't meet the requirements. In order to do this, she had to do a plat, her preliminary and her final, and consolidate, have one lot and one block. And that allows for one residential home. And then this current request, we've already approved her preliminary and her final plat have gone before council and planning commission and been approved. And this is the final step, just to change it from R1 zoning to an R5 zoning. In order, I think some of the concerns that have been voiced to us are the possibility of a mobile home park going in. This does not allow for that the way she's doing it, because it is one lot and one block. So for it to become a site for multiple mobile homes, someone would have to come back before the Planning Commission, Public Works, and City Council and request lot splits at that point.
I think what I need also to be able to make a more informed decision is how consistent is this throughout the rest of the city, where if we have an established housing division, we allow a trailer to go in. I don't know what that is, but I'd like to see that, because my recommendation is going to be to move the council without action. I think that's what we normally do, Mr. Tucker, when we're
That's
stuck.
correct.
If I may.
But I need more information, because if we said, yes, you could if we said previously, yes, you can rezone to be a trailer, I don't think we should turn around now and say, well, we changed our mind. But I also would like to know, what have we done in terms of other neighborhoods and other planned divisions that reflect what we're doing tonight, to be sure that we're either consistent or inconsistent.
I can get that information for you.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when you pull off the road, that it's all trailers
Yes.
at first, and then there are some houses, and then more trailers, and
Yes.
then you go
It's
back.
a- it's
The
a
idea
mix
that this is
and that-
a
it's a mix.
neighborhood, and there's no existing trailers there is fictitious. There are some houses in there, but there are also trailers, and when you turn off of the road right there, it is trailers.
Yeah,
And
you're
if
the
I-
entrance into this neighborhood is trailers.
So there's already a mixture of trailers and homes as well. I do not see, with my background, how that would hurt property values one way or the other, because it's already an existing condition of the neighborhood.
And that was going to be my next point that I think we need to bring back. I think the committee, which will then be the council at the time we have the conversation again, we need a qualified written statement from an appraiser that says it does or doesn't hurt. We need that for our record. And whatever we need to do to contract that out, I think would be appropriate. So,
Yes,
Madam
sir.
Chair, my motion is going to be moved without recommendation. Is that it? Mr. Tucker? Until we get, that's what I need. The rest of the body may not need that.
I'm gonna second that.
I can get that. I will point, this is a modular home, not like a mobile home type trailer.
Because I'm not,
but I
I'm
can
gonna be
check
honest,
that.
I don't think I'm going to disapprove based on what I've heard, but I want some more information so I can make a more informed decision.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any more discussion?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does it have a title? Does it have a title?
Ashley, can you come back to the microphone, please?
Does it have a title, Ashley? Or if it's a modular, it won't have a title?
I'm not sure yet. Jeff Kurtzinger is who I'm buying it from at the home store.
Right,
Or Clayton. I think it's Clayton.
okay.
But I did want to reiterate that you do have to drive through a mobile home park just to get to my dead end property, and then there's only one house that can see the land at all. Everything else around it is
Yeah.
actually zoned agricultural.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do we have any more discussion? Roll call.
Perlin Boyati Craig.
What do we?
I think we need to,
I
we
need
need to clarify.
clarification.
Because
Okay.
Mr. Tucker, I don't know if we needed a motion.
I don't think.
Yes,
we need-
you did.
We did.
Yeah.
To
Because
move it to
this is-
council without recommendation,
Yeah, this has been
basically means
published.
we're not taking action tonight while staff compiles their information.
Okay.
And then we'll take a vote to approve or deny next
Okay.
Monday night.
Okay.
I'll
Yes.
do my best, Mr. Tucker.
You restated that beautifully, Mayor.
Okay.
Good job. Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
No.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item passes. Item number 3, please.
Consider approval of final payment to Cook Consulting LLC in the amount of $50,915.77 for project number 2022011 South 54th Street Landfill Sewer Line, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart.
Madam Chairman and committee, this project that is before you is a final payment to Cook. And again, that's in the amount of $50,915.77. This project was funded by a split between the City of Muskogee and Waste Management. Each of us paid a share at $125,375 for a total project price of $250,750. This project was to create or to construct 4,000 linear feet of 8-inch gravity sewer line with 2 manholes constructed on the west side of Hancock Street, starting several hundred feet south of Border and continuing to the landfill on 54th and Hancock. This project was put together to allow the landfill to actually put their leachate into a manhole on the property that we just constructed, so they don't have to actually pump it into a truck and drive it out to the wastewater treatment plant. This project also allows us to remove a stormwater pond and that leachate pond that they did have, which is going to help with the side slope on the north side of the landfill. And I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about the landfill possibly having to close here in the very near future. And by being able to do this project, we're going to allow for another 4 years of landfill life because of moving these 2 ponds, and it allows the landfill to build on out closer to Hancock Street. So again, this was a project that was split between the city and Waste Management. We have looked at it and we have agreed that it's ready for final payment. I also called Pete Schultz with Waste Management because they're paying for half of this project cost, and I've got his recommendation to move forward with final payment as well. So I'll answer any of your questions. Great project. It is extending the life of the landfill, and we recommend approval.
Thank you, Mike. Do we have any discussion or move for approval?
Move for approval. Let's second it.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item passes. Item number 4, please.
Consider approval of an amendment to the agreement for household chemical waste collection services between the City of Muskogee and Tredaby Environmental Services LLC, specifically increasing the pricing of pesticide incineration from $1.60 per pound to $5 per pound, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart.
Yes, we do have a scheduled date for our household hazardous waste event of October 15th, 2022. We were notified by Tredaby by letter, which is in your packet, that the cost for incineration on pesticides was going up from that $1.60 per pound to $5 per pound. So what we did was we had an amendment to the cost page, or to the schedule that lays out the cost. It should also be in your packet. We had that increase to show that as an amendment to the cost pricing. This is paid for by our stormwater account. And by the way, this total project cost is going to raise our contract by about $5,000. We don't actually know that because this is a product that we take in, but looking at the historical records on it, it looks like it's going to raise it just about $5,000. The total project, including the pesticides and all the other household hazardous waste we take in, runs about $30,000. So this will be an increase from $30,000 to $35,000. There's plenty of funding in the stormwater account to cover that. And after this event, we intend to rebid this contract. Do recommend approval, and I'll answer any of your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Do we have any discussion or move for approval?
Second.
Move for approval.
I was like, wait.
Roll call.
Go backwards.
That works.
Backwards.
You got it.
Do we have a motion? There you go. Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
And this concludes our meeting.
We will now call to order the special call agenda for the Muskogee City Council for September 19th, 2022. Roll call.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Alex Reynolds.
Here.
Stephanie Jones.
Here.
Tracy McGee.
Here.
Tracy Hous.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Here.
Thank you. Item number 1.
Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss the lawsuit styled Arrowhead Mall versus City of Muskogee, CJ-2020-47, filed in the District Court in and for Muskogee County, Oklahoma, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session, including the appointment of a mediation representative.
Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion to go into executive session. Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes, the item passes. We will now go into executive session. I'm going to ask all parties not privy to that session, please excuse yourself from the chambers at this time.
Right. Right.
We will now reconvene from executive session. Roll call.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Alex Reynolds.
Here.
Stephanie Jones.
Here.
Tracy McGee.
Here.
Tracy Hous.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Tucker.
Mayor, pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, the City Council did convene an executive session to discuss the lawsuit styled Arrowhead Mall versus City of Muskogee, CJ-2020-47, filed in the District Court in and for Muskogee County. Based on the briefing from the city attorney, I think an appropriate motion would be to authorize mediation in the suit referenced with the following counselors appointed as mediation representatives: Stephanie Jones, Shirley Hilton Flannery, Derek Reed, with Alex Reynolds serving as an alternate mediation representative.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Pearlie Boyati Craig.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes. The item passes. That is the final item for the evening. We are adjourned.